Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming with Necromunda Underhive Wars, and continuing from where we left off in the last mission. If you remember, we were on a new round, so everyone had a turn. I've already pressed to have a particular gang member, in this case my queen, leader, have a turn, because there's a few things about her that I can show you that are specific to her. The first thing is, as you can see on the right in those boxes, it shows both your weapons, whatever they may be. So as you can see, one you can see from the shape if you didn't know what you had. One is a gun, the one in the right, and the one on the left is, what that is a whip. It's a melee device, obviously, and from the red it will tell you that it's empty, it needs reloading. Also you can see from the gun it's 6/6, which means it's completely full. It will tell you if it's 5 or 6, and the same with the melee, if they need reloading. They need reloading, not all melee weapons do, but it will be because it's a powered one that has energy cells or something like that. Some of them, an axe or something like that, may not need that. There are axes that have powered axes, these power saws, but equally these axes and truncheons and bats and things that don't need any. Obviously they have less hit points, they take away, they're less dangerous to the opposing gangs, but equally you don't have to keep reloading them. So there's always a balance with everything in all games, in everything of which you use. So anyway, so the first thing I would do here, because you don't really want to be running around with an empty weapon, because you could run into somebody who's got an Overwatch ambush for a melee weapon or something like that, and then you haven't got access to your melee weapon. So the first thing I would do in tactical is I would recharge my weapon. It's only 6 action points. I say only 6, but sometimes that can be a lot, so we'll recharge that. And then the other things I wanted to show you, which is specific to her, because she's got a very she's leveled up a lot, so she's got a lot of things. So firstly, you can see, if you ever wonder what anything does, I won't go through every single thing because it's going to be long and a little bit boring, but by pressing the triangle, once you click on a thing in your offensive or in your offensive menus, you can see what it does. That will tell you exactly what each thing at the top there, what it does, why you'd use that. The stun nullifier can be very useful, especially if you have another teammate who's been knocked unconscious or concussed or stunned, obviously, because you can use that to revive somebody, so that can be very useful. There's a defensive thing you can send to another team member or yourself, and these are the buff things. That one you can see from the graphic in the little box where we clicked on it, that's an injection. It doesn't make any difference, the injection, the potion, is just different ways of taking things, but in the game it doesn't make any difference. If it was in real life, I suppose, sticking something in your neck or drinking something would be different, but in the game it doesn't make any difference. So that's what that one does. Adds to your action points for tactical skills. This one adds melee precision and a bit of melee damage. So again, some of them are better than others. Some of them you might use because you have 3 action points. Some of them you would need to use, or you'd want to use at the beginning, because as you can see at the bottom of that box at the top, they last until the end of the battle, so it's best to use these early if you want to. And the ones that are, she hasn't actually got any, but the ones that are medicinal, let's say, that block effects that might happen to you, or these health healing potions, medical kit, those ones you would obviously use when you need them, but the offensive ones definitely you would use in advance rather than use it at the moment, I would say. So anyway, those are those things I wanted to show you. We'll see where she is, and she is there. There is no one specifically around anywhere, because they've either run away or been killed by us. So we there's a guy there and what he's going to come and do is he's going to try and steal that crate that we were waiting for. You can't predict which order they'll pick their gang in any more than they can, so they might, and they've got less players, so they'll miss turns, but you can pick whether you take your turn or miss a turn when you've lost players, so they may pick him next and he may go for that crate. So what we will do is we will, sometimes when you're on these things, so maybe I'm just stupid, but it's very hard to see which direction you're going, because it all looks a little bit the same, not in a bad way, but it all looks the same. So it's very hard sometimes. You have to click on it a few times each time you're moving, and don't mind if you have to do that. Don't think, oh, why am I keeping to do that? Why do I keep doing that? Because it's silly, because you need to. It's better to do that than do what I've done countless times and run the wrong direction and then realise you've gone the wrong way. And like I said, if you look at that, there's very little way you could tell which way coming off there you are. They all look pretty similar. So anyway, so we'll run down here. That guy's going to come and get the crate probably. We've got points, so what we'll do is we'll probably attack him. We could do an Overwatch with an ambush, melee ambush, but then he might disengage and then run away with the crate and then jump to another level, so it's much better to actually engage him. I don't know what his hit points are, I can't remember. So we'll engage him and we'll hit him, give him something to think about. Oh, and we're going to kill him, so I said confidently, so we'll kill him, which has even worked out better. So he's dead. We can search him. Yeah, we'll search him just to see what he's got and to show you. So he's got quite a few things. He's got a lot of things actually, much more than he needs. He's from other dead gang members from different teams. So he's got some of these buff things. He's got a grenade. He's got a pistol. So at this stage in the game, where most of them are dead, we're unlikely to want the grenade, and they're not that expensive. We're unlikely to want buff suddenly, so we'll just take the most expensive guns that we can sell later. We haven't got enough AP to get that in our backpack, but we'll take it next time. If you pick up anything, even if it's a crate, but certainly if it's a thing to go in your backpack, you can drop it again, so there's no great loss of doing that, except you lose action points. So if you know you're going to drop something in a moment, don't bother, but otherwise there's no harm. So anyway, that's her turn done. We've got no more points of any description, so we finish her turn, and the blue team are gonna they're going to walk into, they do that sometimes, it's one of those little game anomalies. All games have them. I don't criticise the game for having that. It doesn't affect my enjoyment of the game, but yeah, sometimes you get other gang members decide to walk into something for their whole turn. Actually, it's quite funny because sometimes they could kill you or escape and they end up walking into a wall for the whole turn. It doesn't happen often, but it doesn't denigrate from your turn. Actually, it can sometimes help you because while they're walking into a wall, you can steal something. So if that's what they want to do, let them. Maybe they enjoy it. I don't know. So this crate, which is the crate that I was waiting for, so they've kind of actually really demonstrated really well the whole of how this game often turns out. So we've killed somebody with a crate, as you saw earlier in the last video. We waited as well as we could. They're fighting the other team now because they ran into somebody who was on Overwatch. We killed someone with a crate in the last turn, and then we waited. While we were waiting, another gang member from the red team came round, and he was waiting to grab the crate. We killed him. Then we had two people in essence waiting to grab that crate, and somebody else came and grabbed it. So that can happen. It can be funny, it can be annoying, and it's part of the game. Is what happens. So anyway, so now we are on our next turn. We've got whoever wants to go next. We've got 4 people that can still go. There's somebody there, so we've got her there. I know who that is. So we will use her because you can even see the name up there ahead. So we'll pick her because it's going to be good to at least inconvenience them. Again, we may not kill them, and they're on full health apparently, but Oh, they're in the lift. I ran past them. So there we are. We've got them. They've got a crate, and we will hit them. And as you can see from, I think that's the one that didn't have any weapons to start with, so they haven't picked up any weapons and they haven't got a weapon even in their one hand. So that can be a good strategy if you are very near an extraction zone and you are confident you can escape, or you have lots of other gang members with weapons that can sort of cover your escape. But in this situation, I don't think that was a very good plan, because they've already lost a lot of their gang members and he can't fight back. So basically he's a sitting duck. Even if he gets away this turn, which I don't think he will, no, he's dead, then this still, it was still a bad idea. Yeah, so we've killed him, we'll search him. It doesn't hurt to search anybody, it's free. We've got 2 spaces in our backpack, and we won't get enough points to pick up much, so we'll take one thing. We'll take the gun, the little orange thing at the bottom in the middle there, under heavy stub gun. What that means is that although we can pick up the gun and put it in our backpack, or other things it may be in different occasions, it means that gang member, that class of gang member can't use it, so we can't actually use that weapon. But that's fine, we can sell it. And we've got no points really left. There's a crate somewhere, yeah, I think. But we'll do an Overwatch now. Oh, we've got entrenched, so we can use our movement points, which is always jolly. And sometimes it's, just so you know, and you can see it here, it's a bit, not odd, but like that person died there, but the crate ended up there. So, I don't know, they dropped it and threw it across there. So sometimes the crate isn't exactly where you think. It's never far, but sometimes it isn't like literally in their hand like their weapon is. So that happens like that, I don't know why. Now, as you can see, that orange line means because I exchanged my movement points, I can't actually reach the crate in this go, because that orange line is there. But I've saved one spot in my inventory to take the crate. And regardless of the fact you're hand carrying a crate, if your backpack's full you can't, so you need to leave space. So we've still got lots of points, and what we'll do, it's always, like I said, it's always worth using up your points. In this case we've got loads, so what we will do is I think we'll do in this situation, knowing that they haven't got many players left and they're probably on lower levels running around, in fact there's probably only 1 or 2 left, we'll do an Overwatch with a gun, because I don't think anyone's going to run up here, and if they do we can shoot them. Oh, we shot somebody. Oh, we shot the bridge. So there you go, not paying attention. So that's what I said earlier, sometimes you press the wrong button and I shot a bridge. Luckily in this situation it makes very little difference. We'll reload our weapon with the points we've got, and as I wasted my shot on a bridge, we haven't got any more points left, so she'll just have to stand there, not doing an Overwatch, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention. Oh, okay, so what it is the other teams haven't got any players. Either they've got only 1 player left and they haven't got enough to match our turns, or B, they haven't got any players. So we will go next. We've got 3 more players to go. So yeah, there you go. I've got a few more things in this video. And I'll show you anything else next time. That will be the last video on this mission. I may not play the whole mission, it depends how it goes. I'll just show you what needs to be cleaned up with what we've already done. I'm not sure if you need to watch everyone extracting, but we'll do one more video on this mission. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.